Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Mugs and Mike podcast. My name is Zeke, and I'm here to introduce my other co-hosts. I have GameCubeDude with me.
I am so hyped because I'm going to tear this fucking Mike Mashhad guy a brand new asshole.
Beautiful. I got HackGame.
Hello, everyone.
And we got Mr. Nomad.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Sand the Wise?
No, but I heard the tragedy at Channel Awesome, and my god, it's not really a tragedy for them, because, you know, they kind of deserve it after what they've done.
Alright, so just in case you didn't read the title for whatever reason, I mean, why would you? We're talking about the Channel Awesome fiasco that just got released back in April 2nd.
Yeah, so we're about 4 days late to the party, but better late than never.
We're not promising ourselves as a topical podcast, so it's okay.
Nah, but there's a lot to say about this one, so we figured why not.
Oh, definitely. So, let's just start this off with, let me just ask everyone, what is their experience with Channel Awesome?
I first
Nostalgia
started
Critic.
watching...
Same.
Yeah, Nostalgia Critic. He's the face of the channel.
Pretty much, yeah.
If he left, it'd be the end of the channel. They couldn't recover from that.
Who would like to tell the thoughts first?
I mean, I've never heard
people
of...
might not... Oh, sorry. I was about to say, people might not know what's going on, so... And Zeke didn't get to tell his piece.
Oh, my piece is just, I have no clue who Channel Awesome was before I found out about this.
So you never heard of the Nostalgia Critic or anybody?
No, I knew about the Nostalgia Critic, and then I've never really watched his stuff, but I've seen, I've always wondered why on the bottom is, some of his video clips, a lot of people do a lot of clips of those, and why it's that guy with the glasses. But, that guy with the glasses turned into Channel Awesome.
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, that's the case.
Based on my limited of less than 24 hours of research.
Well, that's pretty... I mean, you don't need 24 hours to talk about how shitty this channel, or this network, shall we say, really is.
Can we really call it a network, though?
I mean,
seriously.
It technically is.
It's like
probably,
one of...
I mean, it'd probably be more appropriate to say this scam. But it is technically a network, so I'll just call it that.
This episode is brought to you by CSGO Lotto.
God damn it, dude. You do this all the time, I swear to God.
That's why we bring him along.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, so Zeke, last night in the Discord chat, you actually seemed pretty upset about this, so you want to take it away first?
Alright, so let me explain how I found out about this whole tragedy, because it's kind of weird that I have no clue who Channel Awesome was beforehand, and yet I want to do a topic on it. Well, there is this channel that I've been watching recently called Frederick, I don't know how to say his last name, Kundunson. He does a documentary series called Down the Rabbit Hole, and he just did one on one of Channel Awesome's contributors, Noah Antweiler, also known as Spoonie. And I guess this was brought to his attention after he did that Spoonie video about how the whole Channel Awesome debacle happened. So he did a live stream about it. I had no clue what's going on, decided to check in on it, and some of the stuff I heard was quite disturbing. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that don't know what's going on, Allison Pregler, who used to be... part of Channel Awesome, I think host of Movie Nights, according to her Twitter. She released this as a big over around 20 members of Channel Awesome and former management on our various mistreatment over the course of 10 years. Mismanagement, sexism, sexual harassment, negligence, and shady behavior.
Mm-hmm. It's, for those of you who are wondering, it's on a Google Doc, and the Google Doc is about 70 pages long, so let that sink in. There's about 70 pages worth of complaints for Channel Awesome here. If that's not a bad sign already, then you're not good at reading signs, clearly.
You know, it's an even worse sign? The fact that they need a fucking table of contents for that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Aren't there table of contents for the different sections as well?
Oh, yeah. There's
much.
also a condensed version for those of you who don't feel like reading 70 pages. I don't blame you. I didn't either.
There's a lot of pictures in there, though.
Pictures?
But yeah, it reads...
Ooh, pretty pictures.
It's pretty pictures. Like, Skype, like
Oh yeah. Actually,
like
I heard
picture
about those
caps.
being on there. Nah, but I went around this document looking for something juicy, and I definitely found something juicy. But I'm gonna save that for last. Who wants to share their favorite thing first?
I mean, why not we start with HACC? How about that?
Okay, hack.
So, I first found Channel Awesome by, of course, the Nostalgia Critic. How I found the Nostalgia Critic was from the Angry Video Game Nerd, and I wasn't sure what was going on with the whole Nostalgia Critic and Angry Video Game Nerd. Of course, it all ended up with a joke, but I started watching the Nostalgia Critic when Angry Video Game Nerd was mostly inactive, and I actually liked their content for a while. However, after I watched more and more of it, it started to become more bland and more terrible than I thought they would be, and they felt really degrading. Eventually, recently, I heard about the whole debacle thing. I didn't read much of it because of the hell the document has.
He was just too lazy to read all 70 pages, although I don't blame him. I didn't want to read them either.
But the most I've ever heard from it is the whole mismanagement, and even though I didn't really read it, I can honestly understand of how it is mostly mismanagement, because the whole Channel Awesome felt really bland to me. Like, none of them even interest me at all. It just feels really repetitive. Those are my thoughts for now.
Okay, not too bad. How about you, Nomad?
Yeah, I discovered him back a long time ago, back when he was still relatively new. His old stuff, I won't lie, it was pretty enjoyable to watch and listen to.
And that's it?
I mean, that's all I really know about Channel Awesome. Okay, I did watch that guy with the glasses a lot. I heard that, didn't that website shut down?
I think the domain was changed to Channel Awesome.
I think they're pretty much the same thing. They're like
Oh,
it was
okay, yeah.
that guy with the glasses, and then Channel Awesome turned into like a They wanted to do a multimedia type channel thing, like part video game review, part like movie review, and then part like music review.
It's sort of like a collaboration channel.
Pretty much.
Kind of, in a way.
It's less like your typical YouTube channel where there's an actual person behind it. It's more of a brand channel, like I guess you could say Watch Mojo or Screen Rant.
I guess that's a decent comparison. Something we should establish is that Doug Walker, the guy who plays the Nostalgia Critic, is not the actual owner of Channel Awesome. That title belongs to a man named Mike Mashhad.
And he doesn't even own the characters.
Hold on. I'm not done. Mike Mashhad was sold the rights to the Nostalgia Critic character by Doug Walker. So Doug Walker does not own his own character because he didn't want to deal with the business side of things. He just gave the rights to Mike Mashhad.
That's depressing.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big problem because what is Channel Awesome supposed to do without the Nostalgia Critic? Mike Mashhad has the rights to this character, so if he steps down, knowing what kind of guy this is, I bet he's not going to let them keep the Nostalgia Critic. That's my bet.
Oh.
It's probably a fair bet.
Mm-hmm. Now, Zeke, you want to go next?
So let me just double check what we're going on with. It's just basically what we know about Channel Awesome right now, or just this?
Yeah, we're just talking about what we know of Channel Awesome.
Absolutely nothing.
Very, very insightful.
I know, that's why I'm the host. I don't do anything as the host. I just bring people here and guide discussion.
God damn it, you should be fired, but shit, you own the podcast.
That's why he always says he can't do this alone.
Exactly.
Alright, I'll give you that one. So, anyway, I guess now I share my piece. I have been a fan of the Nostalgia Critic for about 2 years now. I've watched a lot of his videos. I always watched, well, not always, but I watched a lot of the new ones that came out. I always found the character to be entertaining. I liked some of the skits he would do. And it's really disappointing to me that it turns out that this is the kind of stuff he's involved in, because some people might say, oh, well, Doug Walker didn't really have, any much to do with this. Well, come to find out, even though he didn't really own the network or anything, he made a lot of, shall we say, manager level decisions for the channel. And he was fairly unprofessional at times, from what I understand.
Based on what I read, yeah, Doug is just as in fault. Maybe not as much as what's his name? Mashhad.
Mike Mashhad.
Mashhad. Maybe not as much blame goes to him as Mashhad, but he still is part of it. His hands are dirty in all of this,
as well as his brother. I can't remember Doug's brother's name. Was it Rob Walker?
Yeah, Rob.
Okay, yeah, Rob Walker. Apparently, he has some dirt on his hands, too, in all this.
So, with this document, can I just say some funny things at the beginning, or should I wait till the end? Because I know this is going to get heated. So, should I wait till the end?
Go ahead. Do the funny things first. I want to see this get heated. This is going to be great.
Okay. This is going to be good.
Okay, just warning everyone. I think everyone's going to get pretty mad at here. So, let's just start things off.
I can't wait to piss all you off at the end.
So I'm going to get a little ahead of myself. I am looking at the document from Holly, from Miss Holly Brown. She was the administrator and HR assistant of Channel Awesome. That's how big they were. They had like HR department. Mm-hmm. And Mike Ellis, who was one of the owners, the co-owners, wanted to pursue a relationship with her, although he was married, and they fired him. And they were afraid that Mike was going to hurt Holly. Hurt her. So what happened was... Oh, go ahead.
Like, hurt how? You mean, like, attack her career-wise, or, like,
physically.
Oh, wow.
That's not the funny part. This is the funny... I mean, granted, it's kind of terrifying.
That's not very funny.
No, granted, it's terrifying, but this sentence is just funny to me, though.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay, so let me just tell you this little bullet point. Mike Ellis got fired, and Channel Awesome put me in a safe house for a few days because they were concerned he would come after me.
They put her in a safe. What?
Now this is the sentence that I love. Nothing was more strange than being escorted to my house with a group of guys with baseball bats and a sword so I can pack.
Wait, real swords? Real swords?
Yes, with a sword and baseball bats.
Oh my God! What? That's ridiculous. Okay, just so people don't get confused, this isn't about this particular topic is not about Mike Mashhad. This is about Mike Ellis, I think you said. Yeah, Ellis. He was a co-owner of Channel Awesome a few years ago. What was it, like 2009 maybe?
Oh, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but I heard he was actually a pretty, scummy guy himself.
Yeah.
So there's that. But he got fired, so how much does it matter to him? And plus, it sounds like at this time they were actually making an effort to, help their staff. Even though this is the most ridiculous way of helping staff I've ever heard of. But at least they're trying, right?
It's the effort that counts.
She said that she also picked up a golf club, so she was armed to the teeth as well. And they all got pepper spray. And to inject a bit of humor into the horror, I wish I could remember who carried the sword. I want to say Doug, but I'm pretty sure it belonged to Rob. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure it was Doug who tested the pepper spray by spraying it into a kitchen sink. It didn't go well.
How did it go exactly?
It didn't. It just said it didn't go well. Like,
wait,
if you
do
ever
you think some of it recoiled into his eyes?
Well, of course. That's how anything that is liquid that you spray in like an aerosol fashion, it will come back if it isn't far enough away.
Oh.
They're spraying it in a kitchen sink. Of course it will come back to them.
This sounds like a bad comedy skit.
This sounds like something you would see in a Nostalgia Critic video.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have wanted to see this.
I would too.
This would have been a hilarious skit.
I mean, I feel bad for the girl who was in danger, but holy shit, this sounds like a cartoon routine or like something straight out of a TV show, a sitcom.
This makes
Right,
me
and
think.
I want to. Oh, go. Sorry, Hack. Sorry.
This makes me think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, because that's what the Nostalgia Critic reviewed with the Angry Video Game Nerd. And now that I'm thinking about it now, I'm imagining the whole Nostalgia Critic episodes happening in real life, in all actuality. So I'm pretty scared.
Okay, and let me just finish up this little thing that Holly was one of the 20 that came forth and put together this document. So let me just go ahead, since we brought up Holly, let me talk about why she's no longer with them, which is quite sad. She said that she was the only person asked to work every day of the year. She worked weekends, holidays, vacations, days I had surgery, everything.
Days she had surgery.
She had surgery.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
She also goes on. Oh, go ahead.
I've seen people come straight out of surgery, and when you come out of surgery, you are in no position to work. I don't care how desperate your job is. They need to find someone else, because nobody who comes straight out of surgery is going to be able to think straight, because a lot of times you're on a lot of painkillers and meds and stuff. You're in absolutely no mind state to work. You can't think straight in that condition. Or are they just stupid?
This has to be against some sort of fucking labor laws or something.
Oh, I would not know.
Oh, just wait. Just wait.
Okay.
It gets even worse. She even says, to quote her, "Hell, I once took a meeting on Christmas. I missed events with my friends for years because they insisted on an evening upload time. Mashhad was the only person other than me that knew how to update the site. There is literally no reason someone needs to sit and code for a daily update at the time of the update." And then what happened was she went on surgery. She had the surgery, came home, and then did the update. The next day, I was asked to drive to the studio against doctor's orders to be told that I was no longer employed.
What?
Yes.
Are you
Fucking
kidding me?
sickening.
Yes, it gets even worse. She goes on to explain they didn't need to. I was not provided with a reason I was let go. They didn't need to because Illinois is an at-will state. Just to let you know, Chicago is the base of Channel Awesome.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
I think they are prepared for it for a while because we had just signed contracts for the first time only a month or so prior. I assume letting me have the surgery was a gift. But I would have liked to have a day of recovery first. They had me sign another contract after I was fired because if I didn't sign, I wouldn't receive severance pay. This contract will bar me from working in the industry for 3 years. I couldn't be paid to consult, run a site, anything.
You're kidding me, right?
No.
That's okay. Something like that should be illegal.
Yeah, I feel as if forcing her to sign a contract to prevent her from working in the another industry for 3 years, or else she doesn't get her severance pay. That's terrible.
Yeah.
How is
like,
that
okay,
not illegal?
I could get maybe like I don't know why you let her go, but that's your choice. But you let her go right after she had surgery. Like
That's terrible.
That's borderline trying to make someone miserable.
Do you happen to know what the best time to fire people is, according to HR departments?
And
Christmas?
Fridays.
Fridays, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So they at least have they have the rest of the weekend to have to themselves.
At least they could look for another job in that time, I guess, even though they could do that whenever they get fired.
Right. I feel as if actually no, I think it's Monday because so that their weekend is not ruined. I'm getting hung up if it's either Friday or Monday, but it's one of those 2 days.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
But anyway, she was pretty much treated terribly.
my question is, how come something like this didn't come out sooner?
Actually, that's what I'm thinking too.
This thing has been going on for such a long time. You figured something would have come out at least this time last year.
I mean, granted, these people have been dealing with this for a while, but a lot of the people on this list have been like kicked out or left Channel Awesome within the past year or two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That
it's
makes
hard
sense.
it's hard to stand alone. I know that firsthand. But when you got a group as big as this, so many people coming out and saying that these people did not treat us well, they were not good people, then there is going to be big backlash.
Definitely.
Yeah.
it might be enough to like force change in a company, and I think that's what these people are going for.
All right, so that's Miss Holly Brown. What was her last name? Brown, was it? Yeah, Holly Brown. Does anyone else want to bring anything up? I know.
I want to bring up some of the things.
Last.
Yeah, I want to. There's two things I want to bring up actually. The first one is about the Mars Girl situation. I read the most on that. I never heard of Mars Girl until now. I just decided to pick one person and read like how bad could this honestly get, and it's kind of sad what this poor girl went through.
Oh, Mars Girl.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know.
One.
I read that one.
All right. Yeah. One thing I want to add before I start telling you guys what this girl went through. I want you to keep in mind that this girl was with Channel Awesome for 9 years. She was there about before 90% of the other staff. So this is gonna get a little stomach turning. So just brace yourselves.
Oh boy.
Okay. So the first thing is essentially it was a titling mistake made by one of the people who uploaded a video to the Channel Awesome website. The video was originally supposed to be called Animation, a Children's Museum with a question mark. The video's purpose was to talk about animation, bring up the argument, is it really, only for kids or can it reach a wider demographic? There was a mistake made when the video was transferred, and it was uploaded as A History of Animation, which, comparing those two titles, people are obviously going to think it's misleading and stuff. So people complained about that on her forums, and she said, oh, no, there was probably a communication error. I'm going to try and get this fixed. So she tries, I think she contacted Mike Mashhad saying hey, this was an upload mistake. Can we change the title? Mike Mashhad fucking apparently just went off on her saying how could you fucking do this to me? You make me look like a fool. And he just unloaded his freaking aggression on her, and she was only 22 at the time, so anybody at that age in that situation isn't gonna know how to handle this. So she's like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. She's essentially, Mike Mashhad's a bully. There is no other way to describe this than he's a bully. This is not the only case he's done something like this. He has a history of forcing people into submission by making them feel bad about themselves. Exactly what a bully does.
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge torment right there.
Did you get to the part when she was trying to make a costume for one of the anniversary films, and they told her that she can get paid if they kept the costume?
Yeah, I did read about that part. Honestly, I didn't think okay, that the way they handled that was a little dumb, but I didn't think it was all that bad. So, for anybody who doesn't know, essentially what happened was people were told to make their own costumes for one of the Channel Awesome movies, which I thought that was dumb to begin with. Why would you make people make their own costumes? What if it doesn't fit in with the scene? But, if you want to have a mess of a production, by all means, go ahead. So essentially, did she end up using the costume in the movie?
I believe she did.
Okay, well, at least she got that much. Essentially, Channel Awesome said, we'll pay you guys for the costumes you made if you give them to us and, give us the receipts of the materials you used to make these costumes. So essentially, she said, I don't want to hand over my costume. I'm just going to keep it. I felt like that was fairly standard, though.
I don't know. I feel as if I kind of see that as kind of scummy almost. So if they have some use for this costume, they can use it again.
Well, I mean, they did promise to pay them for it, so I didn't think it was all that bad.
I mean, they're paying them, let's just say it cost her $1,000 to make this costume. They're just offering her $1,000 just to cover the cost of it. It's not like they're buying it.
That's true. I mean, I didn't see any information about how much they were willing to pay for the costumes, so...
For the receipts.
Yeah,
based on the material.
That makes sense now. They would use the receipts to figure out how much they actually cost in the end. That makes sense. Nomad, you were going to say something? I thought I heard you.
Yeah, it's... Compared to the rest of this, isn't really much.
Yeah.
Like what you were talking about earlier, that was disgusting. Oh, and what you're going to talk about next, I got a lot to say about that. Trust
Ooh,
me.
yeah, we all are gonna have a lot
Believe
to say
me,
about this.
I'm going to have so much to say about this.
Also, before we do get into that, there were some other problems I heard about. This one I wanted to bring up. Okay, this is again going off the what the Mars girl wrote on this Google Doc. So Mike Mashhad apparently was not very comfortable with the fact that Mars Girl was friends with some people on the members of Screw Attack, which he saw as their main competitor for some reason, because he's an idiot. So he said he didn't want her interacting with them because he was worried they would steal her away as a contributor, which is completely stupid. If you look at Screw Attack and that guy with glasses content at the time, they were very different. Screw Attack was mostly focused on games. The guy with glasses was focused on movies. These reach out to two different demographics. And saying he also apparently he doesn't want people with competing sides interacting with each other. Well, Mike Mashhad, let me just say, and I mean this with offense, you are fucking stupid. Did you not remember the fact that James Rolfe and the Nostalgia Critic, you know, they were helping each other out with videos, and look how that went. The videos they helped each other with both got like millions of views.
Let's just be real here. No one knew who the Nostalgia Critic was until the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. The Angry Video Game Nerd gave him a huge boost, and you're gonna say, "Oh no, you shouldn't be talking to our competition." Motherfucker, do you not understand how the internet works? There's no true competition on the internet. There are communities. This is not like the freaking market industry. This is not Kroger and Walmart. This is the internet. People come here for, you know, content. And say, I'm trying to get my words together because it kind of angers me how dumb this is. Like, Mike Mashhad's a guy who doesn't get how the internet works. He doesn't understand that when people help each other on the internet, it helps everybody. Screw Attack and the guy with glasses could benefit if, you know, more cameos and stuff were done.
Yeah.
Hell, I found out about the Nostalgia Critic because of the Angry Video Game Nerd appearing in one of his videos.
Oh, speaking of which, do you guys remember that Angry Video Game Nerd versus Nostalgia Critic fight?
Yeah?
I remember that one.
That was
I do not
hilarious. I love that.
I don't want to derail the podcast, but
Oh yeah, of course. I just wanted to bring up. I
wanted
to at least have one positive thing in this podcast.
One positive thing. Yeah,
I mean,
I guess that's fair to want one positive thing, but enjoy the positivity while it lasts, because there's about to be no positivity.
Oh,
and to
yeah.
fit with the quota of this show of GameCubeDude hating Zeke as well, let me just drop this little tidbit. Speaking of this.
No, I hate when you're always nice to everybody. You're never mean.
Well, let me just put this out here.
No, this is bullshit.
Kid,
like you should be like calling these people fucking retards. You should be saying their mom should have aborted them. No, here you are. You're being all passive aggressive and shit.
And I thought
I hate it. I want to see you have some fucking emotion.
Zeke, drive to Chicago and beat the shit out of them with a pillowcase full of bars of soap.
I'm gonna fill a bag of soap.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
Okay. All right. Well, if this doesn't get you like emotional and mad, then I don't know what will. Are you ready for this?
Oh,
I've been ready.
Allow me to take a quick sip of water before we start, because this is going to get heated.
I have my water.
I swallowed that wrong.
Take a deep breath.
Shut up. Ow.
You got a drinking problem?
Deep breath.
Shut up. I can quit whenever I want.
Wait, what?
Oh, wait,
Okay.
you're quitting the podcast?
And please, don't call me Shirley.
What?
Great airplane reference, Zeke.
Okay.
I know.
All right. So, this comes from, what was his name? Dr. Gonzo. Anybody know of him?
No.
Nope.
Dr. Gonzo.
He worked with Channel Awesome, too.
I'm not seeing him on this list.
Oh, well, that's fine.
There he is. Nerd to the third power.
Yeah, nerd to the third power. Okay. So,
making my way down there.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, one of the Channel Awesome crew members, Justin Carmichael,
AKA Jew Wario.
Really?
He tragically committed suicide in January of 2014. Yeah, this was a fairly big blow to everybody on the channel. And Dr. Gonzo went to Mike Mashhad saying, like, hey, why don't we, put a video together of everybody, maybe saying a few words about Mike, or Mr. Carmichael. I'm forgetting his name already. Justin Carmichael. And Mike Mashhad. God, this is actually going to get me angry. Mike Mashhad, first he said, oh, don't worry, we've already got something planned. Or, no, he said, you don't have to worry about that, Gonzo. At first, Dr. Gonzo thought he had something else planned. But Mike Mashhad follows with, nobody knows who you are. They won't care about anything you're going to put together. We're going to have Doug or Lewis or someone put something together. Someone people actually came here to see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
I know.
Wow.
Okay, for those of you who aren't really getting this dude's saying, no, you don't, you're not going to put together a video because it's not going to get as many views. We want to put something together that's going to get people's views, so we're going to use Doug or somebody.
What the?
This is awful.
This is this is easily one of the most disgusting things I've heard of on this site. This is literally almost as bad as what Logan Paul did back in January of this year.
This is fucking worse, because this was a fucking colleague.
This
is someone he worked with. This is someone he had a personal connection with, and he's just going to turn around and say, oh, that guy, yeah, we're just going to use his death for views. That's fucking sickening.
I think what they did was, honestly, now that I think about it, it was equally as bad. Logan Paul exploited a dead body of someone he didn't know about. But Mike Mashhad, he didn't have any sympathy either, unlike Logan Paul. Neither one of them had any sympathy for someone who just died. They didn't have any fucking respect for the people involved in this. All they wanted to do was use this to get attention. They wanted to use somebody's death, a tragedy, to bring publicity in. It's disgusting.
Ugh.
It's the worst fucking thing I've ever seen on this website, and trust me, I've seen a lot of shitty things on this website.
Oh, yeah, same here. I watch Drama Alert almost every day. I'm not afraid to admit that. I've seen shit. I've seen scummy fucking shit, and this honestly might take the cake. If I go to bed tonight realizing that what Logan Paul was not as bad as this was actually worse, if that all of a sudden clicks in my mind, then this is without a doubt the scummiest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
Oh.
I kind of feel physically sick after hearing that.
Fucking lay into them. They deserve it.
That's just terrible.
As someone who's dealt with what Wario dealt with firsthand, yeah, I agree. It's fucking sickening. Terrible. And the Mike Mashhad, just no words, honestly.
There are people who are dying of cancer in this world, and Mike Mashhad is not one of them, but he fucking deserves to be.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that far, because this dude's a fucking piece of shit. He exploits people, he bullies people, he doesn't give a shit about other people's deaths, he takes advantage of everybody. I can't stand people like this. I can't stand it. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna tone it back a bit. At least this is coming out now, so now we know what kind of person is running Channel Awesome. And we know that he needs to be fired.
All I gotta say is good luck, Mikey Boy and the rest of Channel Awesome from trying to get more contributors or producers onto their site, because I doubt anyone with half a brain cell will ever join Channel Awesome.
Oh no, have you seen their social blade? They're losing tons of subs. It's over.
How many?
I gotta see this.
Ooh, I gotta see this as well.
Like 1,000, 2,000 per day.
Oh, really?
Yep, like Drum Alert level. Like, remember
Drama
the
Alert
Fine
in
Bros?
2016 summer?
Yeah.
Fine Bros levels?
Oh,
Holy shit, hold on.
Jesus.
Not necessarily
damn.
Fine Bros level, but
All right, hold
it's
up.
definitely up there.
I'm gonna go to this myself.
Okay, so I'm looking right now. After the allegation, before the allegation, April 1st, 2018, they gained 335 subscribers.
Okay.
The day of, they lost 643. The next day, 2,346 left.
Whoa.
The day after that, 4,113.
I was one of them.
And then the next day, the Thursday, 5,283 left. That's more than my own channel has.
Oh my god.
And then Friday, currently, they're sitting at negative 4,077 have left as of 5:50 Mountain Standard Time.
Holy
Time
shit.
of
I'm going to pull up the fucking live counter. Oh, I pulled it up.
It just went down.
Yeah. They just lost one subscriber. Okay. What's the next one? Come on.
Come on.
Let's
do this. Let's do this.
Okay, guys, this is much better if it was live. Let's just be real here.
Oh my
So
god.
Let's
it
bring
go
back
down.
those. Yeah.
You know
those
what we should have
live
fucking done,
streams.
actually? We should have... Oh, it just went down! I saw it! It just went down! 418! 418!
How about after
Oh,
this
yeah!
recording,
Take
we
it,
do
Mike
a
Mashhad! You fucking suck! You know what we should have done, though?
What?
We should have done this episode live with the only footage being the Channel Awesome sub counter.
Oh, what if something happens to you-know-who? That's what we'll do.
Oh.
And I think y'all all know who.
I know.
who
Whoa!
who
It just went down again! 417! Oh, yeah, that's mean! 416! 406! 414! 414! Yeah! Make it go down! Make it go down!
Last time something dropped this hard, it ended World War
413,
II.
baby!
I think I found the next
412!
animation bit for this podcast.
Keep make it go down.
Last time something dropped this hard, it ended World War II.
411!
Shit.
No, man, can you repeat that just in case everyone missed it?
Okay. Let's get back on track.
Oh my gosh. Where were we?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, screw Mike.
I'm gonna close out this before I see another sub count. It just went fucking up! Are you kidding me? It went back to 12! Who's the fucking retard that did that? Unsubscribe!
Just unsubscribe again.
Unsubscribe right fucking now! I'm gonna keep
Fucking up.
screaming at this computer
Oh, it
screen!
went down,
Yes!
it went down.
Yes, it went down! It went down to 411! Yes!
Fuck, I spit out my water.
Oh god.
Okay.
It went down.
No.
I didn't see it this time. I closed out the page.
Oh,
Okay.
went down again.
Okay.
Woo! Hey. All right. I'm good.
Oh shit! It went up.
Can
again.
we talk about how Mashhad? I keep on wanting to call him
Mashhad.
Mashhad. Can we just call him Dirtbag? Mike Dirtbag?
All right. Call him cum
we talk
guzzler.
about
How
how-
about that?
Cum Guzzler? Okay.
Nah,
Can we talk about how-
that's gross. That's too gross. Actually, he deserves it. Yeah. All right, Mike Cum Guzzler. We're calling him that.
Well, let's split the difference. Call him Cumbag. How about that?
All right.
What?
Cumbag. All right, Mike Cumbag. Here we go.
Can we talk about how Cumbag has absolutely no clue what he's doing as a quote-unquote CEO of a company?
Oh, completely
How
agreed.
did he get into that position in the first place?
Hell if
he
I
probably-
know, dude.
I think he knew, like, Doug, maybe?
That would make sense.
They have no clue what they're doing. Him and Doug both. Like, I've heard allegations of their of them doing their like movies. Since we brought that up, let's go back to that. Their movies were absolutely just atrocious when it came to schedules.
Oh, I heard about that too.
Like it being released the like 11th hour, according to some people. Doug just saying that he's going to be killing off the Nostalgia Critic character without letting anyone else know.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
what?
most people found out about that like halfway into production, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Because
Yeah.
most of them didn't read the script because it was released like the day before they started filming.
Which is
Oh.
totally asinine. Like that's how you make a production fail. Rush it to that degree.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, speaking of Holly again, Holly had to let them all know that in order for them to be filming, they got to provide water for their casts and crew.
Oh yeah, they didn't. My throat's a little out of line from all that screaming, They didn't provide food or water for the cast while filming this movie.
Did they at least get paid?
No payment.
Really?
Yeah. I heard that was also a problem, too. Apparently they had problems distributing payments from time to time.
From time to time, yes. And then also I'm going to get into that with Patreons as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
just
Oh,
get
there's
on
also the
it.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to
no,
talk
no,
about
let
that
me
one.
let me
Okay,
talk about this one.
allow me. So
No,
bas-
let Nomad. Let
No,
Nomad.
allow
Shut up.
me.
Shut up.
You've talked about
Shut
the
up,
last
GameCube
two
dude.
things.
What?
How dare you? I'm the most entertaining part of this podcast. Nobody tells me to shut up because I bring the fire.
Well, shut up, GameCube dude.
I fill the diversity quota.
You're white, for God's sake.
Oh,
I
But I'm
mean,
foreign. Do
who's,
we have
who,
to go over this again?
Do we really have to go over this again?
Yes, we do.
You are not fucking anything other than white. That doesn't count for a diversity quota. Why do you think we keep hacking here?
hi.
Technically speaking, he's the whitest out of all of us because he's from Canada. Let's just be real.
A.
That's negative diversity quota, Zeke. Don't you know how this works?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to disprove his point.
Okay, my bad. I thought you were trying to defend
Let's
him.
get back on track. Anyways.
Okay, Nomad, please talk about the IndieGoGo.
Yeah, this IndieGoGo, they raised $90K to do this game show thing.
Ooh.
And it went months without even coming out. It's supposed to be like one of those game shows where you talk about movies and stuff, retro pop culture. They filmed at least a dozen versions of the pilot episode, and everyone there didn't even want to be involved. The only reason that series ever actually came out was because IndieGoGo forced them to.
Well, technically, IndieGoGo didn't force them to. IndieGoGo threatened investigation, so they rushed out 12 episodes and just left it at that. They needed 12 episodes for them to apparently legally be putting in effort, with air quotes.
They tried.
They kind of just slid that one under the rug, which, for fuck's sake, $90,000.
Yeah, it was apparently Mike Cumbag's idea, and no one else really wanted to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was all him.
Yeesh.
I found it funny, too. A little side note. They tried to rig the questions to the contestants' favor, but they accidentally gave the Nostalgia Critic the right answers. So he had to split the winnings with the person, the competitor, because they accidentally allowed him to win.
Wow.
How do you fuck that up that badly? The thing is, it was actually a somewhat decent concept. It's just the execution and everything behind it was just awful.
Oh, also, did you know that they didn't even have a studio properly prepared yet for
Oh,
that?
yeah, that's right. They didn't soundproof most of their studio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaking happened. Okay, you know what? Allow me to address this real fast. Everybody, I have soundproofed part of my room. Okay, from the back corner of my wall, the two back corners of my walls, part of my ceiling that just covers my desk mostly, and then I've got some corner pieces running through my corners because sound will collect in the corners and then it can amplify if it goes in one direction. So I covered up my corners, most of them. It is not that expensive to cover a room. I would estimate maybe $500 in foam paneling, and that's if you find a good deal. And it's not that hard to find a good deal. So these guys they're just cheaping out at this point.
But GameCubeDude, they have only $90,000. Do you really think they're going to spend the money to outfit a studio?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Think of all the lovely things they could be using that money for,
For their own paychecks.
McDonald's.
Or how about mail order brides? That's something they could use it for, right?
Or buying water.
Yeah, for their staff.
or buying costumes.
Or actually paying for the website design.
Oh yeah, that'd be a nice thing too.
One more thing as well. I just want to put this out here for all those people that do a service for people. Never do it for exposure. Just never do it.
Yeah. No.
What for exposure?
Nope.
Don't do any
service.
of your art or service for exposure, because that just means someone's taking advantage of you.
Yeah,
Never
you
nice.
guys remember the Leafy's ear stuff in Hey Watch Your Mouth?
Uh-huh. And then there was the Chubb stuff about a month ago.
Yeah, the whole reason he did that was Leafy was one of the biggest channels at the time, and he wanted to grow. And I mean, to an extent, he got it. He gained 100K subs from Leafy. It's not as much as he wanted, but it's clearly not nothing.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. If you're not comfortable with how your service is, then do not give it out for others to do. Let's just say that.
Exactly.
If you're uncomfortable with your craft and you choose to, that's fine. But if you're at a professional level where you can actually charge for it, I'd say go for it. Charge.
Exactly.
Don't say no to anyone that says they want you to do it for exposure. I mean, I'm not saying you should tell them to screw off. I'm just saying have a good day. I'm not doing this for free. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that hard to say no to people once you learn how to do it.
Well, that was off my chest. I just wanted to say that.
Anything else you want to get off your chest? Am I finally going to get to see some angry Zeke?
Probably not.
You fucking false advertiser.
Oh, well.
I came to this episode excited to see Zeke finally, lay into somebody for once, and it's not just going to be me. And what do I get? I get passive-aggressive Zeke again.
Oh,
I thought
well.
Zeke is going to be a dinosaur this podcast.
I guess I think the problem is I don't really have a connection with this channel. I think that's the problem.
I mean, you gotta have, some level of aggression when, you find out they're exploiting someone's death.
That's terrible. And one thing I have a problem with is how they handled their producers' Patreons. That was really weird.
Oh,
and
yeah, they
dumb.
just straight up banned them from having Patreons, didn't they?
First off, this is how it happened. First off, they banned them from having them. Second off, they said, okay, we'll allow you to have them just in your video, but you cannot put the link in the descriptions.
What
and
difference
then they allowed,
does it make?
Well, so that people couldn't go off and find them. They make people find them, not have to just click a link.
Christ.
I know. And then you know what happened?
What?
They turned it around, and then they started releasing Patreons for their own selves. I kid you not.
I hate stupid people. I hate bad management. I hate it when they act so fucking shady.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just goes to show some nice seeming channels are not so nice behind the scenes. I think we should all know this firsthand.
Exactly.
The question I want to leave off is, who is fucking next? I never thought something like this would be a situation with the fucking Nostalgia Critic. It seems like a ton of people I watch just end up being complete scumbags behind the scene. Fucking, what's the fucker's name? Leafy is here. Found out he was a complete scumbag. Grade A Under A, found out he was a complete scumbag. He's now one of my most hated channels. Now, the Nostalgia Critic, found out he's a piece of garbage. Who's fucking next? Who's fucking next for me? Is it gonna be fucking SMG4? He's picking up steam. Is he eventually gonna turn into an asshole? Is this just what happens when people gain power? They just become assholes?
Well,
I'm so tired of seeing this happen. I'm so tired of seeing great content creators stoop to this level.
That is actually the problem of why I haven't been watching much YouTube videos. It's like, the thing I hate about YouTube now is that whenever I found, I guess, quote-unquote good content to watch, just to get things off my mind, I just hate the fact that there's things that are going on and you can't really watch them anymore because they are exposed in that way, and it kind of hurts me too, because there's really nothing else to watch if people are telling you not to watch this or watch that.
Well, this is the thing. People don't do most people anyways, they don't do YouTube like they used to as a hobby. People do this for the money now, and some people, they'll just do anything to obtain said money.
Yeah. Doug Walker, you criticized people for, fucking just doing cash grabs and, just making things for money. Well, look at you, motherfucker. Look at what you've done. You sold out your fucking shit because you were too lazy to handle it. Well, fine, that's your fucking choice, but don't fucking criticize people for shit that... Don't criticize them to the level you have when you've done the same shit.
I want to end on this note right here. just to, I kind of want to talk about. I wanted to talk about this when we did the community episodes. Spoiler for what's coming up next, but I think it applies right now.
Sure.
In my opinion, I don't think anyone should idolize any person that is in the spotlight all the time.
Never.
Yeah, never look up to
because
celebrities.
Never look up to celebrities, and I'm considering YouTubers celebrities in this context.
Mm-hmm.
Never look up to anyone. I hate it whenever I hear people who say that they have looked up to me, because the thing with humanity is that we will always disappoint people. And if you have a bunch of people on spotlighted at you, a lot of people are going to be disappointed by you. So if I had to give advice for people, do not look up to celebrities or YouTubers whatsoever.
Exactly.
You can be inspired, but do not look up and try to base your life on them. That's all I have to say.
And that's another thing. We should specify, you don't have to like shall we say, push people away. You don't have to like look at them completely neutral. You can like somebody, but you have to remember that nobody's perfect. This person could fuck up. They could be something behind the scenes that you don't like. That's just something you should always subconsciously be prepared for.
Yeah.
And this is something you should do. You should separate content creators and the actual content itself, who they are on camera versus who they are as people off camera, because
separate the art from the artist.
They're very different.
Exactly. Nobody and no thing is above criticism. Remember that. All right, I'm done. Does anybody else want to take it away?
I really don't have anything to say.
Mr. Nomad, do you have anything else?
Mike Mashhad's a cunt. There.
Mike Mashhad, I hope you drown in semen.
All right. I mean, his name is Comeback, so he might drown in his last name.
I would not feel sorry for him.
All I have to say is, oh well, plot holes.
I get it, and I'm really disappointed in you for that one.
I'm really
I gotta
looking
lighten
forward
the
to
mood
this
because
one's...
it was.
There's no lightening the mood. There's just none.
I mean, I felt as if we got really dark towards the end. It was kind of
all right. Gold star for trying. How about that?
All right, so thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the Mugs and Mice podcast.
Sorry, this was a lot heavier than most of the other ones. The next episode will be nice and fun.
Or will it? Let's just say
know.
that.
I didn't finish editing the game discussion yet.
Oh, that one was kind of chill, though.
Ooh, there's a certain episode that we're all really looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, we definitely.
That's one I'm definitely looking
Zeke,
forward
you're gonna
to.
have a lot to say about this one.
I think so.
But the question is, was I there though, or am I there though? Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna be there.
Like I said, thank you all so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed. As always, let us know in the comments what you thought.
You can find all of our channels and social medias in the description below.
Yep.
If this episode gets 100 likes, I'll change my channel name to Darth Sand.
Well, I think that...
Let's get out of here before he makes another dumb joke.
I'll seriously do it. I'm not joking.
What about a face reveal at 1,000? How about that?
What?
Do I have to?
No,
okay.
Don't do a face reveal. It's much more fun when you don't have a face reveal.
Oh, true. Let's just everyone guess and wonder.
Yeah, it's more fun that way. All right. See everybody. See y'all later.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Cheers.